Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. And I am in the book again. I haven't been in the book in a long time. So, hi. All right. Today we are talking about nonfiction. But before we get what that means, I want to show you something. Who's that? Yeah, it's the pigeon, right? From Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, and the pigeon finds a hot dog. What about this? Yeah, that's a real pigeon. That right there is a photo, a picture of a real pigeon. This one was a drawing of a fake pigeon, right? Of a pigeon that we know what he likes and how he's impatient and he wants things. This pigeon, just a real picture of a real pigeon that you might see out on the street. I don't think we're going to be seeing this pigeon driving a bus, right? So the drawing of the picture of a pigeon, fake. The real photo is real. How about this one? Here's another one. Oh, I want to tell you. So in the pigeon stories, they're called fiction. They're fake. They're made up stories. They're super funny though. They're good stories, but they're fake. Here's not a real pigeon who's kind of arguing with a bus driver to ride a bus. Okay. The bottom picture could be from a story of a nonfiction book. Okay. A nonfiction book that maybe they would tell facts about that real pigeon. All right. Here's another one. Look at that pig. Isn't Piggy being so silly? She's listened to my trumpet. She's playing a trumpet, right? Can real pigs do that? No. Look at this. This is a cute little pig, but it's a real pig. This pig cannot pick up a trumpet, that instrument right there, and start playing or go on adventures with Gerald, right? The elephant. No, this is just a real pig in real life. All right. So I want to talk about this big word. It's called genre. Can you say genre? Genre. Yeah, Genre. It's a little bit of a tricky word. It's the word used for what category or group a book fits into. Okay. There's two main genres or groups. And I'm going to show you the picture right here. Genre, okay, can be a fiction genre or a nonfiction genre. And they have these two umbrellas here because it's like the two main groups, and everything underneath of it kind of falls under fiction fake or nonfiction true. Now there's different parts, there's different fiction books and there's different nonfiction books. But right now, okay, two main genres are fiction and nonfiction. Fake stories could be really funny and really good, and we've been reading a lot of them. Doesn't mean they're not great, but they're fake. They're made up. Nonfiction is what we're going to start talking about this week and next week. It's about information. You're learning things from this story about facts, true stuff. And Miss Heller does a lot of nonfiction reading in her science and social studies room. She's reading those stories with real pictures and teaching you about real things. Okay, so fiction. You have characters, right? They could be humans, they could be animals, they could be pigeons, they could be, I feel like, I don't even know. Did I read you about a pencil, an eraser, or crayons talking? They're characters, but didn't actually happen. Not really believable, right? And a lot of times there's a problem in that story that the characters need to fix. There's a beginning, middle, and end. You have to read that story from beginning all the way to the end to understand what's going on. Because in the beginning, you're introducing each other. Maybe the middle might be a problem. And at the end, you're going to figure out how the problem was solved or how the characters changed. That's what we've been going over. Those elements of the story, all those things that make up a good fictional fake story. Okay. I like to think fiction, fake, fiction, fake. Okay. Now here's our next genre, nonfiction. And I am blocking right there. Nonfiction, not fake, is what I like to remind myself. Nonfiction, not fake. Okay. There's photographs, real pictures. There's facts, right? You're learning everything in that book has to be true. Okay. Information about real things, real people, real animals, science, weather, insects, bugs, butterflies, caterpillars, rocks, grass, real things, not a story, a make-believe story, just real stuff that we're learning. Okay. And all these little things here on the bottom, we will start to get to know things about what a caption is. There could be maps in the in the nonfiction book. There's a table of contents that I'll tell you about too, glossary, certain topics. Those are all things we're going to get to eventually. Okay. But right now, I'm going to read you a story about, okay, from caterpillar to butterfly, how a caterpillar turns to a butterfly. And it's called Discovering My World, and it's real pictures, okay? And I'm going to teach you about real things. We're going to learn real things and facts about butterflies and caterpillars. Not like what I read you about that very impatient caterpillar, right? Who was like, are we there yet? Are we, can I order pizza in this chrysalis, right? That was funny. We learned some things, but it was all drawings. It was make-believe characters. They were talking, those caterpillars, right? And then he turned into a butterfly. And same thing like on Tuesday with Farfalina and Marcel. That was a great story. I loved it so much, but it didn't really happen. It wasn't real pictures. It wasn't facts about a butterfly and a goose, right? It was a story about it, and there was a problem and how it changed and how they saw each other and they finally recognized each other, right? Great story, super awesome story, but it's not nonfiction, right? Here, we're going to learn things. Hopefully you learn something after reading this book, and afterwards you can talk, you can know more about a butterfly and a caterpillar, okay? So you're going to see, we're going to pay attention, things we're looking for to make it nonfiction today. It's true, and real pictures in this story, okay? All right, there's real photos here. They're not going to have a big smiley face and picture talking, right? And have speech bubbles coming from this butterfly or caterpillar, okay? There may be one in there that just is going to have little questions for us, okay? But these are real stuff, real information about caterpillars to butterflies. Okay, so it's by Melvin and Gilda Berger. Okay, so see this real picture right here? It's not a drawing, it's a real picture, okay? Butterflies start life as eggs. Maybe you didn't know that. Those are tiny butterfly eggs. Now, what's going to come out of the eggs is not butterflies yet, right? We got to talk about caterpillars first, but that's a real picture of butterfly eggs. The eggs hatch. Oh, you see it? That's a real picture, really close up of a baby caterpillar coming out of an egg, right? Okay. Out come caterpillars. There they are. Now, this little drawing of a butterfly just has a question. It says, does the caterpillar look like a butterfly? It's just getting you, now, not every nonfiction book has this, but just getting you to think a little bit more, think a little bit deeper about the information that we're learning today about caterpillars and butterflies. Does the caterpillar look like a butterfly to you? Not yet, right? Not yet. And we've kind of been learning that they go through a process, but right now, that does not look like a butterfly. So how's it gonna get to that? Each caterpillar eats and eats. Yep, that's a real caterpillar right there. And do you see that leaf kind of looks like it's bitten, right? It's bitten into. The caterpillar's been munching, okay? Now, you might have heard of the fictional story, the fake story of the very hungry caterpillar. And it goes through all the silly things that the caterpillar eats. That's fiction. This is nonfiction of a real caterpillar eating a real leaf, okay? Let's see, I'm gonna get out of the way here. Then it hangs from a twig. Now this kind of reminds me of Farfalina Marcel when she was like, I'm not feeling myself. I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable. I think I gotta go up in that tree and rest. That was fake, but it was telling us a little bit of what they do. Here's a real picture of a real caterpillar, right? Going up and kind of hanging from that twig, that tree, going up into that tree. Now here's this little question butterfly here. Does the caterpillar have wings? Not yet, right? We didn't go through the process, the transformation, the metamorphosize. It's not yet. Let's see. Oh, okay. The caterpillar turns into a pupa. That's a weird word, pupa, right? But it turns into a pupa. And it looks like the chrysalis is starting to come around it, right? So it's hanging, it's not moving too much anymore. It's not crawling around eating anymore. It's getting ready to become a butterfly. So it becomes a butterfly. Hanging in that chrysalis. You see it? Can you see the wings there now? So these are real pictures, right? So right now, we don't really see the wings. It is trying to go through the process, right? But look, here's another real picture. You can kind of see through that chrysalis, right? It's hanging from that twig, but you can almost see the colors there, almost like the wings. And this little butterfly here is just getting us to think a little bit more. Can you see the butterfly inside? I think it's the butterfly inside, right? I see those wings right there. Super awesome. Ooh, next the pupa shell opens. So the chrysalis opens up. Oh my goodness, there's a real picture. Wow. Now, the person who took this picture, great timing, right? You'd have to really focus and to spend a long time waiting for that chrysalis to open up, right? But they did a really good job. It's like right there, it's coming out. The butterfly comes out. Let's see. And this little butterfly thing, remember, it's just kind of giving us to think a little bit more. Where is the old pupa shell? Do you see the old chrysalis? Still hanging from that tree, right? I think it looks like it. It's a beautiful butterfly. It's real too. The butterfly dries its wings. Dries its wings. That makes me think, maybe it was a little wet. Just a little wet in that pupa, in that chrysalis, right? Maybe it was a little wet and maybe it just got to how would they dry its wings? Now they don't show, but yeah, I think it would be the sun, right? It's kind of hanging on that branch, kind of getting its wings to dry out a little bit, okay? Because we can't really give them a towel. Now, if this was a fictional story, maybe a friend would go, a towel, here's a towel, buddy, dry off, right? But no, this is real nature right here. Real butterflies and what they do. It flies away. It says, this butterfly says, can you see its 4 wings? Now it does look like 2, but there's 4 parts here. The top, the bottom left, the top right, and the bottom right. And there's its antennas too. Kind of blends in with the flowers. It flies away. The butterfly flies from flower to flower. Let's see. Now this butterfly is getting us to think more. It says, does the butterfly have feelers on its head? Now feelers, yeah, I'm going right here, kind of like the antennas, okay? And yes, can you see them on the butterfly? Yeah, they're super important. Let's see. It sips nectar from each flower. All right, so that's a real picture right here. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but they are sipping through their tongue. I forget what it's called. Maybe another book can tell us. It sips nectar from a flower. That's how it's eating. Oh, and that was the end, right? Remember in nonfiction books, there's no like, ta-da, the problem is solved, right? There's not really a problem. They're just teaching you information about it. And this one was cool because it was shorter sentences, but it had really great pictures. Now, there's some questions here and they get us to just think more. Do butterflies start life as eggs? Yeah, right, they're eggs. What hatches from the eggs? Is it a butterfly? No, a caterpillar hatches from those eggs, right? Where does the caterpillar become a butterfly? Where? Like, what is it? What's it in? Yeah, they kept using that word pupa, but we were learning it's also a chrysalis too. Where does the caterpillar become a butterfly? In that pupa, in that chrysalis. How many wings do butterflies have? And that's what that little butterfly was getting us to think. How many wings does it have? 4. And what do butterflies feed on? That means, what do butterflies eat? Turtles? No, that's not what they're doing. I think that butterfly's just hanging, just kind of sitting on that turtle. You ever catch a butterfly or it landed on you maybe? That can really happen, right? But it's not eating that turtle. It likes to eat the nectar from flowers. And it sips from it, right? So we're going to learn more about butterflies and maybe you'll learn more about what they do with those turtles. I think it's something special, but right there, that was our nonfiction. Okay. It was a nonfiction story. I wasn't really laughing, right? It's not really a book that's going to make you laugh. And it still was a good story because it taught us something. And I don't want to say story, it was a good book of information, right? It taught us something, but there wasn't different characters and funny situations and talking butterflies or caterpillars. No, nonfiction. It's true, okay? It must be true. It has to be true, the nonfiction. Everything in there has to be true, facts, okay? And there was real photographs in there, real pictures of butterflies and caterpillars and their eggs, which was super cool, okay? So that is nonfiction. So today, if you have any books in the classroom that are nonfiction, take a look at them. If some of you might say, oh, I can't read the words, they're really hard. Some nonfiction books are very hard. Take a look at the pictures. Maybe you can learn from there, or maybe there's little smaller sentences about those pictures. You can get an idea of what's going on and learn from them, those real awesome pictures. Or if you're home on RazKids, try to type in nonfiction. See if there's any good nonfiction books you can check out, okay? And maybe you'll learn something new. All right. Hope you have a great day. We're going to keep learning about nonfiction and what makes it a nonfiction book. Okay. Remember the big word we learned today? Genre. There's 2 main genres, fiction and nonfiction. All right. Have a great day. Bye.